Welcome to the lounge. The Layup Lounge.
Welcome to the lounge. The Layup Lounge. The Layup Lounge.
Layup Lounge members, welcome back to Layup Lounge, episode number 5. Man, we here.
We here.
We're tuned in. We're killing it. We're with the momentum. Thank you guys for rocking out with us early. Appreciate the support. We're gonna keep getting this good basketball content for you guys, and we're gonna keep going. First topic of the day, checking in with Roman, the loyal Trailblazer fan here. Season has not been off to the greatest start for you.
No.
Dominating has not been dominating. He's currently averaging 8.8 points per game. He's averaging 14.5 rebounds, which is cool.
He's dominating the glass.
But 8.8 points
Dominating the glass.
after giving up and being the centerpiece of the trade for your franchise's best player of all time, it's not looking too good. Scoot Henderson, not looking the best right now, off to a tough start as well. Just kind of give me your early thoughts on the Trailblazers and what your outlook is for the rest of this season.
First of all, I knew everything was going to go downhill where Ant Simons got out after the first quarter of the game. I expected the struggle from Scoot. I didn't expect it to be this bad. I mean, I kind of knew that his shot wasn't anything crazy.
I don't know if you saw it, but did you see that picture of Westbrook dunking with him behind?
Yeah,
kind of smiling. How did that make you feel? That kind of made me mad.
That made you mad?
Yeah. How did that make you feel?
What? It's one of those damn I'm really out here type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, the photo made it look like he just got ripped, and then Westbrook went and dunked, and he was kind of just like laughing it off. And I was like, see, nah. I was like, on the court, it should be like when you're inside the box, you should have like that certain. So I kind of early, I was like, man, I'm not even really. I was like, bro, you're out here just laughing.
Bro, that's probably like one of the first buckets of the game. They probably, I bet you that smile. He probably smiled for that split second. They just, they just caught him. I bet you he wasn't smiling for like a minute, or like they that's how they caught him smiling. They caught him lacking. The dude that's really impressed me is Shaedon Sharpe. I think he's taken that step. Like last year, he didn't really know what he was doing. He was kind of figuring out the NBA game, kind of how Scoot is right now. It wasn't as bad as Scoot, to be honest, but at the same time, Shaedon was also, he didn't have that pressure on him. He wasn't starting right away, like things like that. Like he didn't have that initial pressure right away, so it was easier for him to kind of learn behind the scenes. He struggled during summer league even a little bit, but now these first couple games, he's a leading scorer. He's been efficient. He's actually guarding up. He's actually playing defense, and he's been more vocal. I just see a whole different Shaedon out there, and I think we're gonna see. Hopefully, it's consistent throughout the season. And even when Ant comes back, I hope Shaedon's starting because he wasn't starting initially in this starting role. He's thriving.
All right, Lab Lounge, we're now doing our All NBA way too early predictions. So your All NBA first team, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and Most Improved.
Okay.
So Roman, I'll pass to you first. Who's your All NBA first team this year?
It's gonna be Steph, Luka, KD, Giannis, and Jokic. Steph is, I mean, even right now, 5 games in, he's already dropping 40 pieces. I did predict them not to make the playoffs. They're looking pretty solid right now. I still think that their big situation is going to be something, there's going to be a problem going down the line. But I think if Steph's putting up these level numbers, then they're definitely going to make the playoffs. And I mean, those are MVP numbers. Luka has also been going crazy. He's almost averaging a triple double. Kevin Durant, I mean, like you said, he can score. He can score on anybody. He can score on anybody. I'll admit it. He can score on anybody. He come down to health with him, but as long as he's healthy, he's doing his thing out there. I think easily first team. Giannis, Mr. Run and Dunk himself. I mean, he's just no one can really guard him. And then Jokic, I don't think I need to explain that. He's controlling the game whenever he's out there. Like
mine 5 is literally identical. Although last week instead of Steph, I had De'Aaron Fox in there.
Oh, you're crazy.
Just because, no,
first team?
Yes. I'm rocking with Fox first team. Just because I'm on the Fox wave right now. I think De'Aaron Fox I think he's truly going to insert himself, as the premier guard in the Western Conference. I know he's on
Is Fox better than Trae Young?
Yes.
He's better than Jamal Murray?
Yes. Confidently, he's better than both those two. And I've been watching him now since his rookie season at least. But then like this past year when they really started like making that push, once he got his boy Malik by his side, like I noticed like a different sort of energy, and he was kind of just he's attacking the game different. He's playing the game with no disregard. He's just I don't know. He's in like a certain zone right now. Even like the other night when he twisted his ankle against the Lakers, he twists his ankle. He goes out. He come back in. He's still going at everybody. No one can guard him.
He's the best point. So he's the best point guard in California.
Okay, that's when you frame it like that, you can't say it, but it's all NBA. But all NBA, it's so subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all it takes is a couple players to miss a couple games. I know De'Aaron's gonna be out for a couple weeks. I just feel like
we're talking first team.
Yes,
because if he's on first team,
it's not crazy. It's not crazy at all.
If he's first team, that means he's the best point guard in the league.
Yeah,
so he's better than Dame.
Okay, but that's the thing. It's about opportunity and position as well. Because Dame is on his team. He's number 2. De'Aaron's number 1. De'Aaron Fox is making waves this season. I'm very up on De'Aaron Fox. First team all NBA.
He's better than Tyrese?
Tyrese?
Yeah.
Halliburton? 1,000%.
1,000%?
Yes.
What? He's not better than Shea. Oh my God, bro.
De'Aaron Fox is a dog. De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, this is a faither right here. That's crazy, bro.
Who's winning MVP this year?
Who's winning MVP this year? Very early. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win the MVP this year. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win MVP this year.
Why?
Bro, hey, first of all, he was first team last season. I'm asleep. Maybe he... So we can take Steph out, and we're going to put Shai Gilgeous-Alexander instead of... Because, I mean, if he's MVP, that means he's also first team. So that I got to line that up. So
fair.
To me, he's almost like a Jokic in a guard. Like, he controls the pace of the game. Like, anything he wants on the floor, he's getting it.
I think there's I think that's fair. I like Shai a lot. I think that we all just have to be real with ourselves for a second and realize what Nikola Jokic is doing. The fact that Joel won it last year, I think voter fatigue it's given up now. And he's doing stuff that we've never seen before already. He's breaking his own records. This is gonna be his 4th MVP in a row. We'll go ahead and give him Embiid's.
Bro, because Embiid's is fugazi.
Yeah, it's fugazi. Yeah, definitely. Because someone really has to kick in the door, De'Aaron Fox. Someone really has to kick in the door, I feel like. Or Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah. It's tough.
I'm going to go Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama would be Defensive Player of the Year.
I like that.
I'm not sure if there's been a rookie that's won the award. I don't think so. And he'll be the first one. And as long as he plays the 65 games that we talked about earlier, I don't see why it can't happen. I mean, he's literally the tallest dude out there. He's mobile. He has high basketball IQ. He's going to get a lot of steals. He's going to be in the passing lanes. And I just think that his defensive presence is going to be very noticeable out there on the court.
My Defensive Player of the Year, I think it's going to be Brook Lopez. I think he was in the conversations last year. And I think having him out there again this year for the Milwaukee Bucks is just going to be he's going to solidify himself as finally get that Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I know he was in the conversation even every year just because of Milwaukee has such a good defense.
He doesn't have one, huh?
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
But I mean, last year he was like top 3. It was like
he was a finalist.
Him and Jaren. So I mean, he was right there. But just his help defense, his rim protection, and it makes it easy for him to play defense because he's playing alongside Giannis. I like Wemby. I like the Wemby pick a lot just because he's versatile. He's blocking Klay Thompson's jump shot. He's blocking he's doing crazy stuff. So it's just like
everybody but Kevin Durant, right?
Oh yeah, that was crazy. Kevin Durant shot over him, and just I don't see you. So I mean,
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Brook Lopez could be this year's Defensive Player of the Year just because he's playing next to Giannis. Most improved
player is going to be. You might have to go first.
Yeah.
I gotta think about it.
I don't know why this one's been on my mind. My most improved player is Tyrese Maxey. I kind of just because it's very early, but I mean, James Harden's been gone, and right now he's averaging like 25,
I gotta
almost
say,
30, and so I just feel like the fact that he's kind of filled that role or like filled up to be that number two option, like without any question, he's like, yes, I'm gonna be that number two option in Philly. I think that kind of just it definitely puts him in the conversation.
you know what? Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is gonna win the most improved player of the year. I think I was thinking about Jordan Poole, but I think the inconsistency that he has had in his career is going to carry on a little bit in Washington, at least for this season. I think Kyle Kuzma knows um, like what to do on the floor. I don't think he's been on the court much. I don't know what type of injury he's had, um, but I think that he has a chance to make that jump, especially in the Eastern Conference. I think that him being in the East, there's not much. Like he has potential. He has potential to be an all-star, in my opinion, just because the Eastern Conference isn't like what it's been, especially compared to the West. Like it's not really. There's opportunity in the East to make your name for yourself in those all-star conversations, and with that, with him, can come with the most improved. His number one thing is just defensively. I think if his defensive numbers go up and his offensive production is around that 20 points, 20 to 22 range, I think he really has a chance to win most improved. All right, members, we are back for the moment of truth. This time it's me asking Wayne questions. Wayne, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Joel Embiid be in Philly. In Philly. Oh, wait, start this. Run this back.
Run it back.
Will this be Joel Embiid's last year in a Philly uniform?
Last year, no, but next year, by the deadline, he's gone.
Is Steve Kerr an overrated coach?
Steve Kerr, I think he's a very good coach. Overrated, I'm gonna say no. I think he's deserved the championships he's got, but he's also like he's got blessed with the prime of Steph Curry. I don't think he's overrated coach. I think he's a very good coach.
Will Cam Reddish be in the league next year?
Cam Reddish will definitely be in the league next year. I think he's still a young piece, and people are waiting for him to put it together. I think we're far from people giving up on a player like Cam Reddish.
Is Zion and BI a top 5 duo in the NBA?
When healthy, I think Zion and BI are a top 5 duo. We haven't seen that much of them though, so in the sample size though, yes.
All right, so I'm gonna give you 3 players. You gonna tell me if they're Hall of Fame or not, and why.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna call this Hall Pass.
Hall Pass.
Who gets a Hall Pass? First player, Chauncey Bullups. Does he get a Hall Pass?
I think Chauncey Bullups gets a Hall Pass. I think maybe not. I think it's going to take a couple more years. I think definitely some more time. But I think championship, 5-time All-Star, big shot Billups. He's had some very big moments like throughout his career. I used to cook up with Chauncey on 2K. 2K13, Chauncey was my guy. I like his jump shot.
I mean, if you're taking it from that, then Gerald Green should be a Hall of Famer.
Gerald
Green is a 2K go. He's like a 74 overall, but he get you buckets.
But not Gerald Green. I think Chauncey Billups. I think he deserves Hall of Fame. He's a 5-time All-Star, NBA champion, and I think champion plays a big part of it. If you were able to get the job done, if you were the best team, one of the best players on the best team, and you're an All-Star, I think you deserve it. So Finals MVP as well. So
he is definitely slept on. I think he deserves it. Maybe, and the fact that I'm saying maybe is probably leaning towards no. Just because we don't look at him as like one of the all-timers. Next guy, Andre Iguodala. Does he make the Hall of Fame? Does he get a Hall Pass?
Andre Iguodala is tough, but if I'm giving it to Chauncey, I got to give it. I feel like a player like Andre Iguodala, I feel like not first ballot, but I feel like a trickle-in guy. Like we know who our first ballot Hall of Fame guy should be. Like There's no question. Like a player like Iguodala, I could see him being like not first ballot, but like maybe however far down the line, just because 1, he had a long career. 2, he had a championship career. He had a Finals MVP. He was a part of one of the greatest teams of all time. So I mean, I feel like there is some footing for him to get Hall of Fame. I know his numbers probably don't say the same. Like I know his career numbers are probably down, but just knowing his body of work and like his mentorship and what he meant to hoop and like exactly that era of basketball, I think he can potentially get Hall of Fame later down the line. Not first ballot for sure, though.
I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame either. I think that because it's so easy, quote unquote, like to make it, like, you know, like if you were good at basketball in any capacity, like if you were like one of the best players at any point, like it's like you're just gonna make it. And I think he deserves it. It's tough. Like he didn't have that many All-Star appearances.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have any hardware, like individual hardware, because it's an individual thing at the end of the day. I mean the finals MVP, but like what for holding LeBron to like 36 a game? Like he locked him. He didn't lock him up. He didn't lock him up.
No, he didn't. He didn't at all.
He
But at
didn't
the
lock
same
him
time,
up. He got like what a steal or two against LeBron, and they thought it was the greatest thing
yeah,
anyone's
no.
ever seen just because it's LeBron.
I seen he put out a quote and he's like, I know what I did to deserve that trophy. And I was like, he's standing on business. I can respect it.
Overrated
And I
finals
think
MVP
that's where
for
it gets
sure.
hard is where you, like you said, it's so easy like to get into the Hall of Fame. There almost has to be like a separate. I know.
Like, do you think there should be an NBA Hall of Fame?
There should be an NBA Hall of Fame, or there should be a Hall of Fame upper room sort of thing.
Like, there should be tiers in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, there should definitely be like tiers or something. Like, we know there's a difference between certain players. Like, there were people that really pushed the needle. There were people that were GOATs. There were people that, you know, just deserve to be like respected in some sort of form. But I just feel like including everyone into one single hall, it does certain people disjustice, like a disservice to their career. Because it's like, okay, a player like Michael Jordan shouldn't be next to somebody like Iguodala.
Yeah.
You know, in a sense, but at the same time, I feel like a player like Iguodala should still be honored.
Last player that I had on my list was Derrick Rose. Do you think Derrick Rose gets a hall pass for that 1 year that he had?
See, this is where Derrick Rose is a Hall of Famer in my eyes. And I think he's a Hall of Famer because he was the MVP. And there's no other MVP in the history of the league that hasn't made the Hall of Fame.
I gotta fact check that.
No,
I gotta fact check that.
That's the facts. No, if you win MVP, you're Hall of Fame. And so the fact that his career averages are about 20 points per game, he's solid with his numbers. He has the MVP. Although he hasn't had much outside of that, I think he has some other All-NBA accolades and some All-Star appearances. But the MVP is going to carry him.
You are right.
Yeah, every other MVP is in the Hall of Fame. So I think the fact that 20 points per game, you're the best player in the sport. He was the best player in basketball.
He was not the best player in basketball. LeBron James was the best player in basketball.
Okay, but he was awarded the award. He was the most valuable player in the league.
What was you just talking about?
Okay,
voter fatigue. Oh, yeah.
No, but I'm saying,
yeah.
Was his value not? Was Derrick Rose not? D Rose wasn't. Without Derrick Rose, what is Chicago looking like? That squad.
I mean,
he was the engine.
You can say that about a lot of teams, but yes,
he was the engine. I mean, Miami Bron, he was on a different level, but at the same time, the year Derrick Rose won MVP, I think he wholeheartedly deserved
MVP,
MVP
ever too.
Yeah.
I can very much see him be the first MVP not to get in, just because them knees, man. Them knees.
I would respect it as a trickle in, like a sprinkle in sort of thing. Like he's not first ballot.
That is a very like
it's MVP.
It's tough
without MVP.
So yeah, without that MVP,
without MVP, no. But he has it, and that's not an award. Just everybody. How many seasons has the NBA been a thing?
But
that's how many MVP, and it's less than that because some people have won too.
But the fact that it's a definite no if he doesn't have it that says a lot because D-Wade don't got an MVP.
But his body of work speaks for itself.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The body of work has to matter, though. The body of work has to matter. Other than
also
that,
your peak is very important as well, though.
Is it?
Yes.
Because you can peak for 1 year, but you can have an extremely high peak, and that can be it.
So this is Derrick Rose. That's the Derrick Rose.
That's Derrick Rose. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying a year is not enough. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, but if you peak to the point where you win MVP. I think that puts you in that.
But like
peak, that's not a most improved peak. That's the most valuable player. You took a jump from whatever you did last year. You're now valued as okay. Yeah, everyone in the league was like, okay, it's Derrick Rose or LeBron. It was like it was one of the two was going to win that award. So I mean, I don't know. It's hard to really
give me 3 reasons why he should get a hall pass. I need more reasons than just that one MVP. If you can't give me two other solid reasons. I don't see how he makes the Hall of Fame. Like I can name multiple reasons for other guys
I think reason one, you said outside of that.
outside.
Okay, the fact that he's the
Yeah.
youngest MVP. That's
Okay,
outside of it.
that's
He's
valid.
the youngest MVP. He was what, 23? 24?
22, I think.
22? Yeah, that's
22.
that's kind of
He was
insane.
our age when he won MVP.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's crazy.
And people are just getting in the league. Yeah.
Okay, that's one.
Okay.
On top of that, expectation. He got drafted to his hometown team. Like I understand that he got drafted to his hometown squad. Like there's pressure, and like the fact that he fulfilled that within
that 1 year,
2-3 seasons.
I guess he won rookie of the year,
and within 3 seasons, he has them as a true contender. Like the Bulls were nasty. The Bulls were a team people feared. So I mean, Taj Gibson, Carlos Boozer, Corey Brewer, like that.
Bro, threw in Corey Brewer.
Corey Brewer, what's his name? Rip Hamilton. They had some dudes out there. I love that squad. Kirk Heinrich.
Goggles.
Yeah. Well, the team was a lot of fun. But final reason, I think at this point, longevity. Hold on. Before we say longevity, everyone was so waiting for.
He was washed.
Everyone was so waiting for Derrick Rose to quit. Everyone was so waiting for Derrick Rose to retire. But the fact that he's hung around, he went to Minnesota, scored 50. Or he went to New York, he went to Minnesota, scored 50. He's now in Memphis. He's gone. Where was he just at before Memphis?
New York again.
New York.
He was getting DNPs. He was sitting how we are right now on the bench.
Mentorship. I think that's valuable. And it's like veteran presence. I think we have to give him his flowers. He's one of those players in that same category where we have to look at it outside of just his numbers for Derrick Rose.
You were talking about Peyton Pritchard, how he was a fan favorite. That's what he was in New York.
I don't know why either. That was weird. They'd be like, Derrick Rose.
Yeah,
they'd be like, put him in. I'd be like,
they was treating him crazy.
That's crazy. But
I mean, he did score the 50 points. So you're basically giving him Hall of Fame because he didn't give up on his career?
Yes. After winning MVP.
But he wasn't even putting up. Like, his prime is so short, it's actually ridiculous.
Okay, I really hope if he plays, and this is what I said once he got to New York, I was like, if he can average 15 points, he just needs at least 2 or more. He needs 2 more seasons of averaging 15 points, and I think he's Hall of Fame.
You think if Ja was playing right now, you think he'd get minutes on Memphis?
No. I just feel like if there's an opportunity presents itself for him to get minutes, and which they have, he's shown himself as an effective player. He's Hall of Fame, bro.
It's like, it's sad to say, like, even a player like Blake Griffin has put up better numbers consistently than Derrick Rose. Are we thinking of Blake Griffin as a Hall of Famer? It's tough. I mean, that one, no. I don't know. Ultimately, no. He's an entertaining player to watch.
Blake's not Hall of Fame.
He's a GOAT for the Detroit Pistons year. That's probably my favorite version of Blake Griffin. But it's like, no, he's not.
If Blake Griffin won MVP that year, we're talking Hall of Fame. Now we can have a conversation.
But we're talking Hall of Fame because of the numbers he also put up before that.
Okay, but now you see how much value an MVP can add, though.
It adds value
because he was what, top 5? He was in the convo.
He was in the convo.
People were like, MVP Blake should be in the conversation.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, like
off one need too. But it's like, I don't know, because
MVP is a very valuable.
It is, because we look at a guy like T-Mac. That I can compare it to that because he was like injury prone. I guess like a Yao Ming. They got in. They got in, but it's like, well, at the end of the day, we're also talking about the Basketball Hall of Fame. And it's like, I mean, Yao was an all-star almost every year he was in the league. Derrick Rose was not.
Yeah.
T-Mac was going, his prime was even a little longer than D Rose's just because he had like 2-3 solid seasons, and then his knees like gave out on him. Someone like B. Roy, you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys,
their peak wasn't MVP though.
Their peak wasn't MVP, but their peak was also, but that was it. Like, he hit a game winner on Chicago versus Cleveland.
That
was after. So I give him that, but it's like they didn't win the series.
No.
Maybe if they won the series, I'm like, okay, he beat LeBron.
That'd be another big moment.
Yeah. That would be, if he beat LeBron, that'd be a big moment. But it's
Post-knee, but
in the fact that it's a definite no if he did not, because you're saying his peak was MVP, right? But
But
like,
we can't.
if he peaked the same way and just did not win the award, you're saying no, he wouldn't make it.
No. But the fact that he won the award, his team saw success. The award, we can't take that away from him. The fact that he has it is a part of his resume. So we have to treat it as such, and we have to weigh it on the scale when we say if he's MVP or if he's Hall of Fame or not. And when he brings the MVP trophy to the scale, it weighs a lot.
I gotta.
It does weigh a lot.
I gotta look.
No other MVP in history is not in the Hall of Fame,
bro. But it's like we're just giving it to him at that point. Like,
okay.
Are we just giving him the jacket? You know what I'm saying? Like,
but how many years are you supposed to play to make Hall of Fame? Like, was there a requirement you have to make?
No,
because I think your peak is important. Your peak is definitely important, and the fact that he has 4 years of,
I don't know if there's a definite like
there isn't, yeah.
But I feel like most MVPs were like at least 10.
A decade, yeah.
Yeah, at least. Like, I don't know. Bro, you think that's what I'm saying though, but it's just like, okay, his career averages is 17, 3, and 3. Bro, what? Are we
17, 3, and 3 as an MVP?
17, 3, and 3.
I'll tell you this though, there's players in the Hall of Fame with lower averages than him. I guarantee
his peak was 25, 4, and 7. That was 2010, 2011. That's when he won. That was his second. Oh, that was his third year. His third year, he won MVP, 25, 4, and 7. And after that,
let me see.
He was in Detroit.
He wasn't.
You know what?
They sent him to die.
Wait.
They sent him to die.
Hold on.
They sent him to die.
Hold on. Derrick Rose, you're a Hall of Famer.
Thank you.
Hold on, because not even forget everything I just said. It's because he made it out of Detroit. He made it out of Detroit. I gotta give you props. You're a Hall of Famer. You made it out of Detroit.
They sent him there to die.
They sent him there to die. And you know what? He put up 18 points a game.
Yes.
In Detroit.
Where'd he get traded to from Detroit?
He went back to New York.
That's wild.
But you know what?
Thank you.
I gotta see. This is why you gotta bring numbers to the table.
Bring
Numbers do matter. That's the only reason why I'm giving it to him though. He made it out of Detroit.
He made it out of Detroit.
If he didn't go to Detroit and make it out, no. But he went to the trenches and made it out.
That's a tough one. That's like the hardest one because there's no situation. Every other MVP or every other player that's won that award is in. Him though, it's a tough one. That's why I really want to give it to him though, just because we've seen his whole journey, and like we've seen when he scored the 50 and he said, "I'm Derrick Rose, bro. I'm just D Rose."
He said I work for this shit.
That's what I'm saying. He
man.
said, I work. Like I bought in.
I don't knock the work, but it's like I don't know, man. He just wasn't as the consistency, man. It's just he peaked in his third year.
Fair.
Usually all the other I'm pretty sure all the other MVPs didn't only they were averaging 20 to 25 consistently. That was the only time he averaged 25. That was it.
That's fair.
In these last couple years, he hasn't even been getting any run. So it's it's very tough. I think at the end of the day, he'll probably make it because of what you just said. Every MVP makes it. Reggie Miller said. And that's crazy for Reggie to say, just because he said it the way he said it. He said he's basically only gonna get in because he got the MVP. I don't even know what he says in his Hall of Fame speech because he ain't.
Bro, that's gonna be
shouting out.
That's gonna be one of the most emotional speeches, because it's the career that could have been. In a sense, it's the career that could have been.
Is Grant Hill in the Hall of Fame?
I think so. I think he's in the basketball because he won the basketball. He won some natties with Duke, didn't he?
See,
so I'm pretty sure.
But Derrick Rose, got a dream, you can make the Hall of Fame. Kids,
Derrick Rose for sure.
Want to make the Hall of Fame? You can make the Hall of Fame. All right, well, that's gonna wrap up another episode of the Layup Lounge. Appreciate everybody, all the early supporters. If you're new, make sure you like and subscribe, please. We don't beg out here, right?
We're not begging. We just ask you to do your due diligence.
We just asking nicely. And
it's the way you act.
Got more content on the way. We got guests coming real soon. We won't speak on it though. But we got guests coming up real soon. And y'all just gonna have to stay tuned for that.
Oh, a lot of guests lined up. You don't even want.
Welcome to
We're working.
Oh, we're working. We're working.
working.
Layup lounge.
the Layup Lounge.
Yeah.